I hate resellers. They call it reselling, but it's like, it's not reselling if you're buying a $5 t-shirt from the thrift store, selling it for $35.
Oh, so they're just scamming people.
I do not respect resellers. It's like if you resell stuff and it's only for the profit, and especially if you're a man. If you're a man reselling women's clothing, I respect you a lot less because of that. You know, you don't have to be doing that. I get it. You have to make your money somehow. Get a job. Get a real job. Okay, no offense. Like, I don't consider depop reselling a real job.
Hi everyone, I'm Ellie, and today I'm talking about how I'm so freaking tired of logging online and seeing everyone villainize resellers, okay? Especially when I just started being a legit, like, full-time Depop reseller, even though I've kind of done it on and off for the past couple years. And frankly, I do want to break these ideas, these narratives that we're greedy and awful and evil, especially when that is not who I am. So, for context, back in 2025, I only made $15,000 after working random, like, minimum wage jobs while kind of doing Depop. My goodness, my resume is so crazy. I've been a community organizer. I've been working in nonprofits for the past couple of years. I was a Spanish teacher at one point. I was a gym receptionist, and at one point I worked at NASCAR. What was I doing there? I have no idea. But now, in 2026 and in the future, I really do see myself really committing to Depop because the traditional job market has failed me over and over and over and over again. Jumping from job to job, I'm notorious for it, right? But it's all been in the pursuit of the elusiveness of a fair living wage. And the job market has only gotten worse. If you just graduated, you know what we face. It's so hard to get a job right now. So hopefully I can humanize the journey of resellers and to also make you believe you can do it for yourself if you're struggling to pay bills. Personally, for me, I have a lot of hopes and dreams, such as having my own studio apartment here in Illinois and to have my own beautiful British short hair gray kitty, very specific. But sadly, these dreams just feel impossible as I have my minimum wage job right now and try to do Depop full time. And I'm trying to do it full time, so technically I'm a full-time reseller. And to give you context of who I am even more, I am really socially anxious despite how I present online, and I am neurodivergent. I really struggle with real human contact. I really struggle in talking. I'm very nonverbal most of the days, and when I say that I'm a Depop reseller or attempting to be a Depop reseller, it's literally my way of trying to survive life mentally, physically, and financially, meaning I don't see myself being able to thrive without Depop. I cannot be managed because I crash out, I don't follow rules, and I get overstimulated really fast. So Depop for me is survival, more so than an attempt to get rich fast or to build a pyramid scheme of some sort. Instead, it takes a lot of time and dedication to grow your efforts on Depop or eBay or any site that you may be on. And I can safely assume that most resellers have that common desire to just build a more stable future for themselves despite the hostility and the hatred and judgment that is directed against us. And I've noticed the rise of the aggression against resellers in midst of the growing popularity of Goodwill outlets, also known as the bins. If you're not familiar, they're massive warehouses filled with long blue bins filled with clothing and textiles sold by the pound. And every time I have visited it in my local city, I have seen so many people from so many different backgrounds, from all ages and all ethnicities. And in particular, I've noticed that there's a lot more though of young adults, specifically men in their early 20s who spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours digging through the bins looking for those holy grails. And they're competitive and they're relentless, and I've seen them on TikTok and in person. And you know what I say to that? Good. They're trying to find something that can allow them to survive this harsh world. And in midst of this competitiveness, I need to ask, why do people hate us so much? Are we really the villains in the story of the fashion industry and in life in general, when there's an overabundance of resources and goods in the world circulating around us that can help us escape poverty and suffering? And to that question I say no. There is enough clothing to clothe the next 6 generations, and yet most of it is heading to the landfill and destroying our beautiful natural world. So in the long run, I feel like resellers are actually doing a service where we're keeping things in circulation, finding new homes for them, and making money through that effort. And as someone who deeply cares about nature and sustainability, reselling really resonates with my values, with what I stand for in life. I also do want to note that depop and just reselling is full of risk. You don't know how much money you're going to make from each item that you invest into. You don't know what's gonna sell. You don't know what's gonna happen. You just have the hope that what you find will sell, that someone will love it. And hopefully through that process, we can pay our bills, you know? But consistency is really key in being successful. So the art of being a good reseller comes from a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. It is really hard to get rich fast. Believe me, it is a career. So I'm hopeful that those that continue dedicating themselves to Depop find stability in that. And if you're thinking of becoming a reseller, no matter what platform you choose, I really, really wish it goes well for you. If you want any guides or resources, I'm more than happy to provide that. I think we all have to work in collaboration with each other, and hopefully we can find mutual success through our working together. I just really hope that every person, no matter what career they're in, act as ethically and sincerely and authentically as they can, and that we become collaborators versus enemies. And if you're still against reselling, I really just urge you to understand your own privileges, your own resources, your own luck in life, and see how you can help those that need help. You can help the homeless, or you can do anything really that provides positive social change in the world. And yeah, I do just want to end off the video here saying that I see the world in metaphors, and I see resellers as the new soldiers of our nation, soldiers seeking freedom, agency, and the conquest of a good life. And I think we're on to something. I really do think we're on to something if we're actually making money and being able to prosper through it. Anyways, to sum up this video, being a reseller is not an admission to being evil or greedy, but instead an admission to the desire to afford food, to afford an apartment, to afford our dreams. So please reconsider your own toxicity and narratives if you have any against us. I do not want to see any arguments in the comments, but if you have any more thoughts or questions, please let me know. This is just the start of the conversation, and if you want to support my Depop, that will be in my YouTube description, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace and love, Ellie. Bye.